had an incredible time over here. And we sincerely hope that you were able to forge valuable connections while collaborating with the fellow participants. We also hope you thoroughly enjoyed the theme this year and had a fantastic time working on it. Uh, your enthusiasm and dedication have truly shown through, and we are delighted to have witnessed such a remarkable display of talent and collaboration. Cheers to all of you for making this event a memorable one. Now, allow me to introduce a panel of the most esteemed, influential, and knowledgeable professionals currently leading the industry. First in the list is Mr. Piyush Rilan. With 24 plus years of experience as a global design leader, Mr. Piyush has actively led teams to deliver the products that are useful, usable, intuitive, inviting, and engaging, and is currently the director of UX at Walmart India. He is also the lead instructor for HFI's Certified Usability Analyst program. Next on the list is Mr. Kiran Kulkarni. Mr. Kiran, a design leader, and educator, currently leads the design at Neo. With over 18 years of experience, he has led teams and contributed to their product development at companies like Yahoo, PayPal, and InMobi. He is fascinated by the potential of fueling great design teams that transform relationships between consumer, products, and platforms. Next on the list is Priyanka Agrawal. Ms. Priyanka's journey began in architecture, but soon took a fascinating turn towards a true passion, that is experience design. Her remarkable skill set harmoniously blends in with the in-depth comprehension of customer experience. She also has a very keen dedication to driving the digital transformation. Last but not the least, Mr. Boris Gomes. Mr. Boris Gomes leads the Design Center of Excellence at Dr. Reddy's. He loves to solve challenges and creates innovation amongst the pharma lifecycle using the principles of design thinking. With expertise in semiotics, design thinking, and strategy, he has worked on influential brands like Decathlon, ICIC, Pantaloons, Unilever, and Vivanta. He has also built a digital design business for large agencies like DI Works and Fitch before working in this. I'd like to take this dice to ask Mr. Boris Gomes, what are you expecting from the pitch was? Or what's your expectation about these presentations?
Honestly, like I am very keen to see, how, I'm from the pharma space, and I'm actually very interested in what kind of things, can be done using technology when it comes to healthcare. So for me, this is a very exciting sort of time because I really want to see what kind of ideas people have come up with and fuel my own knowledge. So this is actually for me more than anything else. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Gomez. Next, we'll ask Ms. Priyanka Agrawal. What are your expectations from this pitch was?
Well, actually, the design juries are always very exciting for me because, and as Boris said, actually spot on. It's more for me to understand what is happening new and how people are thinking and how new ideas are coming into shape because, we have grown old now. And in this, we have set in our paths and we think a certain way. So these are like eye openers and more to give our fuel to imagination, saying what is happening new, and especially coming. It's a cusp of healthcare and AI and design. So I think AI has most use cases when it comes to healthcare. I think that's an exciting space. So this one is going to be interesting. To look at.
Exactly. So yeah, even not only you, Ms. Priyanka, we are all excited, and we are actually, even I'm also excited to see what's going to happen, right? So let's kick off the pitch was. So I'm handing over the dice to my fellow host, Kirtana. So she'll be taking over now. Over to you, Kirtana.
Thank you, Abel. Thank you, judges. And so here we are. It's such an exciting moment for us. It's the finals. It's the pitch wars. So it's time to kick it off. So it was definitely a very hard decision for, picking up the top 10 teams. But here they are. So now I'm going to announce the top 10 teams. User Advocates, Ravenclaw, Innovators United, Team 3 Rots, Shiva Shakti, Innocent Rulers, Mercure, Delighters, Design Era, Meraki, Design Synergy. These are the top 10 teams, and a hearty congratulations to all of them. And a hearty congratulations to all the participants who participated and gave their best. So now let's quickly go through some of the rules before going into the pitch wars. So the final presentation will be evaluated by the judges panel. It is not compulsory to all to participate, to bring in all the members of your team, but it will definitely be appreciated. So the team members will have 5 minutes to pitch and 2 extra minutes for a Q&A round. Going beyond that 5 minutes of pitching will lead to your mics getting muted. So you can use these 5 minutes to walk the judges through your deck or your prototype or even both. And please test your Wi-Fi and keep them all in a good working condition so that you can avoid technical issues. That's it, guys. Let's kick off and start with the first team. So who are the first teams? User Advocates. So I welcome User Advocates to give their first presentation.
Sorry. Before you start, Keertana, I just have a question. So
yeah, sure.
We're not rating any of these right now, right? We'll do the rating towards the end. Is that correct?
So Boris, I have already shared the scorecard with you on. Yes. So I mean, it's your call if you would like to do it at the end or during their presentation.
Yeah.
Whatever works for you.
Okay. No. Okay.
So, Keertana, I agree with Boris. It will be better to see everything and then finalize what works better.
Sure.
It's a choice
Sure.
of ours, but yeah, fair enough. Point taken.
Whatever. It's your call, judges. Yeah.
No problem.
The rating is out of how much? It doesn't mention.
10. So
Okay.
there are 5 criteria and each out of 10.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, Keertana.
Yeah. So I can go. So we can get on with it, right? Let's start off with User Advocates.
Hi, so I'm Shomi and am I audible? Okay, so I'm Shomi and my teammate is Nandita.
Hello.
And we are User Advocates. Has the timer started?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So we began with the healthcare domain and we found out that the doctor to patient population proportion was
Hi,
very low.
Somi?
Yeah.
Are you giving a presentation? You're supposed to share your deck, right?
Okay, sure. I'll just share my screen.
Sure.
Yeah. So our app is Pregopal. So we began with actually researching the domain. So we found out that the doctor to patient population was very less, and that resulted in the healthcare facilities being very overcrowded, and this was leading to slower redressal of problems. So for this reason, we thought that we would focus on pregnant women. We found out that the rate of infant mortality is so high in India, and one of the main reasons for that was a lack of nutrition. Moreover, due to inaccessible healthcare facilities, this was causing to be a huge problem. So we felt that AI could help in diagnostics so that women would not have to make the trip to healthcare facilities. So we started with exploring this domain and we narrowed these problems down and we used affinity mapping to categorize them. And we found out the main problems were related to nutritional health, mental health, physical health, and an access to care and a lack of access to care. So, and then we even found out some opportunities for AI. So meet Savitri. Savitri is a 24-year-old mother. She has had previous complications with pregnancy. So this time she was really scared. So whenever she was having an unusual symptom, she rushed off to the hospital, which was 60 kilometers away from her area, in a pretty inaccessible place. Over there, she found out that the symptom that she was having was pretty minor. So she met someone, a volunteer over there, who suggested that she might use the app. And so since it was that she might use the app, and then the app, it's going to it will help Savitri log in her symptoms, then track her symptoms, so that using the predictive AI model, it would tell her whether her symptoms are unusual or not.
Yeah, talking about our next persona, Devika. So she's a first-time mother, and she's also working in an organization residing in a capital city of Delhi. So because it's her first time pregnancy, so she researches a lot over the internet, and due to the plethora of research available and options available and suggestions, she's anxious and very conscious about what she needs to follow for herself that will suit her. So she does not at this moment know that what particularly works for her. So we can also possibly work on a solution that can give her tailored solutions based on what input she gives to the application about her day, about her nutrition, about her physical health. Yeah. Speaking of,
Yes. So then on the basis of that, we created a task flow. The main goal of the app was that you could log in your symptoms. On the basis of that, you could see a trend across it. The AI would then predict whether the symptoms that you were facing were usual or unusual, and then likely give you personalized recommendations on that. We even made a user flow based on it, and we thought that the personalized recommendations could be narrowed down to proper categories, which were of physical, mental health, and nutrition. This is the onboarding screen. So based on user location, we felt that a personalized diet plan could be given to the pregnant mother based on where the user is currently located. For example, someone living in Himachal would have very different dietary needs than someone who was currently living in Kolkata. So we even added a due date calculation calendar, which would have 3 key points for user ease. For example, when it was last conceived. Yeah. And yeah.
Talking of the homepage may we can have at the top, we can give the due date estimation so that they can see what stage that they're in. Then upfront, we can give them the option to log in their nutritional health, physical health, and mental health. We can give them what to expect feature given the basis of their tasks and the situations that they've logged in. And then we can also share with them what is the size of their fetus right now.
So this was the login screen. It would be very prominently placed on the home page. So they could then check daily. It's in a calendar format. They could log in every day, whichever they wanted, and they could check it in every day. Then we have the profile information.
Yes. Talking about profile information, this will be the single step where user will have all of their information, where they can input their personal history like height, weight, and their lifestyle complications if they have any. And they can also have family history over there, which might influence the conditions that might be present in their child, and the settings that will be for the application.
The analysis tab. So based on the data you're feeding, the AI is going to compare it against how pregnant women already feel, and on the basis of that, you're going to get personalized recommendations. Any unusual symptoms you might be having, and you might.
Hello, Soumi.
Yes.
Hi. So your 5 minutes is up.
Okay.
And now it'll start with the Q&A session.
Sure. Okay.
So since you didn't complete the recommendation part, could we understand, you just said that AI compares it with other patterns and then gives you a personal solution. How would those parameters come into picture is what we would like to understand.
Okay, so we are assuming that there's already going to be an existing database of Indian pregnant women. So if you've seen articles like how you're going to feel in the week 1, how you're going to feel in week 2, the symptoms are pretty much the same across all demographics. AI is going to see all of this and is going to let you know that your symptoms are normal. If anything goes out of that, if any of the symptoms are out of that area, that's the moment you get personalized recommendations, and AI asks you to visit the nearest gynac.
What I didn't understand that, sorry, because I'm not from a healthcare ecosystem. How do I know my symptoms if I were to enter in? That's something that is a challenge part that I didn't understand. Maybe you covered up, but I was not able to catch that. But is that what you are trying to say, that the mother will, or the pregnant lady would understand that she's got some symptoms and she'll add that, and the AI will predict?
Yeah.
Uh,
Mhm.
okay, then how accurate will the AI be?
Okay, so let's take the example of morning sickness. It's a very prevalent condition in women in the first trimester. So there are symptoms associated to it, which are vomiting, nausea, and because it's a popular case, and like Shomi mentioned, that symptoms are usually the same demographically, considering every demography. So they can log in how they've been feeling, whether they've been feeling nauseating or they've been feeling vomiting. So we can, based on their due date, we can also get the trimester that they're in, and we can then ask them the further set of questions. Let's say if it's the first trimester that they are in, so we can give them questions like, have you been feeling like this lately, have you been feeling nauseating? So on the basis of that, we can then combine the set of results. Let's say they've not been feeling nauseating, so then we have a record that, okay, that the patient has not gone through morning sickness. So this might apply to every scenario.
Fair enough. Sounds good. Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank
So,
you.
thank you, team user advocates, for the pitch.
Thank
So
you.
next on the list is team Ravenclaw.
Sorry, are we not? I had a couple of questions as well.
Sure thing.
Sure. Yeah.
Are we time boxing it, and should we? Or we just,
No, we have a couple of seconds, Priyanka. You can ask.
no, I just wanted to check whether you have done any benchmarking of the current solutions available, and do you know how you're different from the others? Because a lot of the things you talked about are there in other solutions, and I just wanted to know if there is anything different from what is already there out in the market.
Yes, we definitely went through a lot of competitors. For example, we went through Helofy, and what we found over there, there were a lot of articles and there were a lot of doctor recommendations, but none were really using the power of AI to actually suggest to give personalized recommendations. And also, most of them were focusing on the baby and not really on the mother's symptoms. Also, another slide that we did not get to really explain was the WhatsApp feature that we were introducing. So rural women, since like there might be network connectivity issue, the initial onboarding would be through the app, and then they could ask they could ask WhatsApp. There would be a chatbot on WhatsApp. They could log in the symptoms using WhatsApp itself. So that was how we were trying to reach out to the inaccessible areas.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Judges, any more questions? All right, cool. Okay. So next on the list is team Ravenclaw. Are you guys here?
Yes, hello.
All right. Yeah. So your time
Okay.
starts now.
All right. If you could just screen share. Great. So, good evening, jury, and all the other fellow participants. Our product today is Swasti. Swasti is the future of healthcare and personal well-being. And today I'm going to talk about how Swasti is going to solve a biggest problem that we are facing. Um, so, moving on to the next slide, we'll understand the problem statement. In today's fast-paced world, managing your healthcare can be really difficult. But with advanced technology, I think we can make it simpler and more efficient than ever before. So Swasti is this all-in-one medical app, but it focuses more on this feature, this AI feature, which can use your retinal data, which can use the image of your retina and give you diagnosis based on that. That if you have diabetes, any chronic disorders, much before any healthcare institution can provide. Moving on to the next slide. The app has main three features. One is the retina scan analysis, the medical record management, and AI symptom checker. So the retina scan analysis is one that stands out and is not in the market currently. It analyzes your eye, and based on that, it gives you warnings or gives a diagnosis that you may have certain diseases like diabetes and chronic heart disorders, and you can get regular checkups to work on that. Second is the medical record management, where Swasthi will allow you to securely store and manage all the medical records in one place, and you don't have to shuffle through piles of paperwork and remember your past diagnosis. Swasthi also has AI symptom checker, where you can ask AI bot about your regular problems like fever, fatigue, and they can, diagnose you when you don't have a doctor around you. The app is simple. We have worked on a single persona. The persona here is Arav. He is a 45-year-old person who's working in an IT company. His problems and challenges are that he has a very hectic work schedule and he can't make it to regular checkups. He's also concerned that he has a family history of heart-related issues and diabetic issues, and what he needs is something that can prevent those diseases much before. Moving on to the next slide, we have made a site map which shows how the entire app works. A user starts with the app with simple login system, which takes it to the dashboard. Then the dashboard has few categories. One is health record management, other is the smart AI suggestions, which again has two subcategories. One is the AI chat box and a retina scanner, which I mentioned before. And you can also book appointments via the app. And you also have a profile section where you can edit your profiles and language preferences. We'll skim through the UI design right now.
So now I'll be sharing with you the prototype that we have made. Just a second. So this is the prototype of our app. These are the onboarding pages. So you get the OTP, you log in, you enter all your details over your age, height, weight, and then you choose if you have any chronic diseases or not. You accept and proceed. So this is the homepage of our app, where you can see the records, go to scan, go to appointment and chat. We'll see our main feature first. So here you can either upload an image, or you can directly, using the camera of your app, scan your eyes and upload that image. So after that, the AI will scan this image and then tell you what problem you might have based on the analysis it's got. Then we have the chatbot over here, where you choose two options. You want to translate your documents, or you want symptom-based consulting. So we give you the options of what symptoms you might have, because not everyone would know what or how to describe what's going on with them. So that is one part of it. Then keeping of records.
Hello. Hi, Tane. Your time is up, and it's time for the Q&A session.
Okay.
Hi. So this retinal scan, which kind of can diagnose. Did you do enough research on like how much of?
So it is not 100% in working right now, but there are a few research going on in UK and the US. So they are using predictive AI technology to see whether the eyes can tell a lot about what diseases you can have. And the research so far is being shown to be positive.
I got it, but so you obviously need a really good camera phone, right, for this. So who is your so at least so basically what I'm understanding is that the user that you pointed out is like middle income or high income folks living in urban areas, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And so, because I'm guessing only they will have the kind of camera phones that will ever be able to do this level of detection. But did you speak to any people in this sort of demographic to understand whether they are likely to to use an app like this, or they're more likely to just see their family doctors, or they just go to a clinic, etc.?
We did not talk to a lot of people. So coming up with a target audience was the middle class and upper middle class and the rich guys, because people in the rural areas, they usually don't have phones. So we decided to target these guys.
Got
We
it.
also thought of another perspective. Since this is an MVP, we only thought of one target, one set of target audience. In future, this can be a bigger and scalable product. I'll tell you how. So we thought that this product can be sold to organizations, and organizations like NGOs can carry out operations in villages. They can have high quality cameras and systems where they can capture and help out the people living in rural area, and then collect that data, and it can help the organization make their task easier.
But
That can be one of
why didn't you just actually look at eye health only? I mean, why did you have to go into this diagnosing? Because eye health, so I'm pretty sure it can diagnose, right? I'm sure that technology exists. So why did you choose for it to go into these various other realms? Any reason for that?
No particular reason. We thought this was a good idea which could bring good to a lot of people. So we thought we should proceed with this.
Got it. Okay.
Then I have a couple of questions. I don't know,
Yes.
even it is a question for the team one. Have you gone deep into how AI works? Right? The product construction, right? It's good to have a couple of slides to, because it looks like, AI is being given to a platter and we are just putting screens. And, we are expecting AI to do a lot of work, and we'll do a plugin kind of an architecture from our side. And I'm little concerned about the way the design is going here, like overall from the team 1-2, right? Like how does AI really work? I mean, what does it take to read? What kind of data is required? What kind of modelings are required? I think it's important for the designers to get into the details of how the engine works, right? So that we can kind of work and align with our engineers and sort of co-support each other to really create experiences. Wrapping a screen on the top and just putting in ideas is, I think we've been doing that for the last 20 years, right? And I think it's time to go a little deeper and understand, how does the model work? How does the model work in terms of retina scan? Okay, is it image processing predictions? So image processing predictions have been done by our satellites for last 20 years. Right? I worked with ISRO. Indian remote sensing satellites were doing image processing predictions way back in 2001. Right? So when you take a concept and you want to bring a technology, it's important for you to deep dive into the technology to understand how image processing really works, right? And what kind of predictive models are available there, so that that can be given out for AI models. So I'm expecting a little bit of brainstorm around that. It's not about tech brainstorm. It's the way things work. It's like a very, very fundamental question of how we are making tools, right? If you're a tool designer, if you want to make a tool, right? And then coming to the idea of what it can solve and applications, and putting it in a healthcare context and stuff like that. So did you have any chance to understand how these models really work?
So I have studied a bit about AI because my background being a computer engineer. So I just recently graduated. So in our last semester, we had to study quite a lot about AI. So what I was taught, what I learned was AI is basically trained on previous data.
Yeah, guys, I think that maybe this is not I think we'll have to go because this is
Yeah,
more
we
of
can
a.
go to that, but yeah, it's
Yeah, you're
probably a
right.
couple of
I am
questions.
aligned. I agree with you, Kiran. I agree with you.
All right.
But let's. I think we can go to the next, guys.
Yeah, sure. Can go wide
Thank
there.
you.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, judges. So the next on the team, next on the list is Innovators United. Guys, are you here?
Yes, we are here.
All right. Over to you.
Yes. We are clearly audible, right?
Yes, you are. Yes.
Okay, just give me a moment. I'll share my screen.
All right. All right.
Let me know once the screen is visible.
Yes. And your time starts now.
Okay. So, hello everyone. Good evening. We, the team Innovators United, I, Shreya Khandelwal, on the behalf of team, will be presenting you our solution. So, first thing, little bit introduction about team. Just 1 second. Excuse me. Yes. Just little bit introduction about team, because 2 days we have worked like thoroughly with each other. So we went through various ups and downs, but as we have seen the electrocardiac diagram, that ups and downs means that you are alive. So we were alive for like 2 days and we came up with this solution. So I'll be presenting you that. First thing, I'll like to introduce to a girl who is Shalini. Shalini is someone who is suffering from mental health related issue. Now, because of her daily job, she forgets to take medicine. Now, to cure that, she's feeling very frustrated. So she thought that I'll go on a trip. Now, on that trip, she forgot to take the medicine. Now, after so many things, she went to the healthcare hospital there because she was having no other option. And she was so amazed to see the hospital management thing. Now, there are so many problems here, so many wants of Shalini. So as designers, we came into picture. So basically, 3 points, the problems and wants, which we solved here was that first thing, people forget to take their daily doses of medicine. Second thing, if they're traveling, they forget to carry the medicines with them. And thirdly, it's the high time that India needs one good medical management thing. It's a high time, really. So, presenting our solution. In our solution, first thing is unified medical interface. So this is the first part of our solution. Like a government is having UPI, which is all the bank registered. In a similar fashion, we will introduce UMI, which have all the hospitals registered. Then it's like that recent days, we have talked to people and like my dad, who is like around 50, and us, we are comfortable with getting our reports in the PDF format on mails. So here, what we thought that we will also get our reports and the UMI server will also get the reports. Now, the UMI server is, let's suppose, having a folder of name Shreya, which is having all the reports from all the hospitals, which I'm going through. Now, it's like hitting with one stone, two birds. First of all, you are having all the data at a centralized place. And second thing, we have explored the generative AI, part of AI. So as you're providing the data, now the benefit which we'll get out of this generative AI, that I'll highlight, but that was I was wanting to tell that we've used the generative AI model of AI here. Now, our thing was go where the people are. No need to build an app or like that. People are on WhatsApp, entire India, mostly people are on WhatsApp, and our target audience are on WhatsApp. So we have chosen that. Now, first thing, let's suppose today Shalini is sitting and she wants, how's her health going on? What was her recent record? What the diet she should follow? So with one chat, she can get to know everything. She'll be able to generate answers. So you just ask it, you name it, and a digital assistant is having it. So she is getting all the help. Now let's suppose Shalini has to go to hospital for some reason. Now she's already not in a good state because she is in hospital right now, and she has to fill that huge form. Now we have got this covered as well. The hospital will have the report in a PDF format. She will send this to a UMI chat. So she'll ask the UMI chat that, please, this is the PDF. Give me the answer in QR format. The QR will be generated. She just have to scan it, and she don't have to take unnecessary mundane task of just filling the forms when she is in such a critical situation. Now, the third use case is, let's suppose Shalini is at home and she is feeling very mentally uneasy. And she has called one of her friends because at that time we need human connection. So she called one of her friends and the friend is like, please wait 15 minutes. I'm busy right now. Now, for the 15 minutes, she is literally in turmoil. So at that time, this agent will act as a companion to her, will ask her what's going wrong, and she can chat to that agent. Meanwhile, her friend is coming. And lastly, we have done user interviews, and it was like that people are like, I have done my health checkup, but I forget when is my next health checkup. So here, all the information is here. WhatsApp will give you notification that your next health checkup is around the corner, and like that. So this is our whole solution. Go where the people are, and you name it, and a digital assistant have it. So that's what we tried. We solved minimum problem, but we solved it really well. That's what we feel.
Hi,
Now,
Shreya.
yes.
Shreya, your time is up.
Okay, thank you so much, Abel. Thank you. Yeah, we are done with the presentation. Thank you, judges.
Okay. So over to you, judges.
Hi. So you said you use Gen AI. How have you used Gen AI in this?
Okay. So I am working in a product company. Okay. So in a product company, we use generative AI. So in that, what use case we do is that we feed all the user stories and everything. The more data the generative AI is having, the better is for the AI. Okay. So we feed all the data there. And just we ask this question based on your data, because they are like, I have understood that model, that we give that as an input, then convolutional network work, and then we get the output.
How apply to this? I'm saying, like, how will Gen AI be used in this?
Yes.
So all my medical reports you have fed into the system.
Yes.
Then I will ask a question. What is the use case there? What question will I ask this?
So I can ask, what is my latest medical reports? You can show me the appointments which I'm having for the week, my health summary. So as a nudge, we have given these three options on the screen. As you can see, these are the three parameters you can start asking. And then you are like trained and you can ask anything which you want to ask.
Okay. But the three things you said are not Gen AI. Okay. Just for the three things you said are basically search. Okay. Gen AI is where you ask it to generate something for you basis the data. Now, if it's generating something basis the data, then it becomes Gen AI, which I'm still not seeing. Like, unless it generates like a health report for you basis all the health reports, which I think is redundant because the health reports are already a report, right, at some level. So from that perspective, I'm a bit confused where Gen AI comes into play, basically.
Okay. I got it. And just a little point, just while discussing here, I got to understand this thing. Like when we see a medical report, it's like that ECG is coming and everything like that is coming. I am not able to read that. So I can ask generative AI, can you please summarize it in like few words, which is human readable? So that can be a use case.
Okay, sure. Understood.
Shreya, I think, and this is a thing again for all the participants here. I think there is one thing where there's a consolidation wherein you're bringing in whatever the user is inputting and that data is there, right? And here also I don't mind the solution. I think I like the solution that you've used WhatsApp as a medium because it's very easy to use. But as Boris was saying, AI is very different and it can do a lot more than what you are setting it out to do currently. And for you to feed that data in and to start expecting results will be different use cases which you will have to set right from that. These are the kind of solutions which we can provide, which AI can provide. Right now, it is consolidation. It's your data to you kind of solution, according to me.
Got it. Same. The earlier panel was also highlighting. The Boris was highlighting that we are having the data and we are giving that only. So we can explore more domains here.
Yeah, and if you simplify the reports for a patient, trust me, he's going to get into more of a shock. Then in case they are termed that way because of some reason. Got it. So you might have an AI for now psychology, behavior, and and pacifying them, and okay, so you'll have more. So
I mean,
that's something that you might want to think about.
Piyush has made such a brilliant point, right? Like most of the times, I think the human psychology, I think, which is not considered when it comes to healthcare, are humans immediately overanalyze the things that you tell them. Now, if you get a report, what you've seen is wherever the numbers are higher, they now normal reports when you get them from like these general diagnoses, you get it, they bold out the number that is a bit higher or lower than the range, right?
Yes.
That itself sends people in a frenzy. But the fact is that if it's 1 point higher or 1 point lower, it means nothing. But every time you ask Google, it tells you you have cancer, right? So the idea is that you have to be very careful with how you disperse information to to people basically. So yeah.
Agreed. Yeah, good point. Agreed. Any more questions? Is there any more feedback? Thank you.
Thank you, Shreya. Thank you, judges. So next team that is going to come in will be 3 point. Sorry. Next team 3 dots. So
Yeah,
are you guys here?
yeah. Can you able to see me? I'm audible?
Yes, you are. And
Yeah.
your time starts
1 second.
now.
I'll share my screen and I'll check. Hello, can you able to see my screen?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, okay. So good evening. So I'm going to start the straight with the problem. So in the problem, they have told me like we for the healthcare industry, we need to empower the healthcare industry through the power of AI. So we thought like total 1.3 billion user peoples are in India. So we need how from the healthcare through AI, how we are going to solve their problem. So first I thought like taking a medical report. Reading a medical report is very difficult to all. Even though they are educated, it's very difficult as the medical jargons are can be understood mostly by the medical students only. So we took that that problem as a main statement, and the rest and all statements also we have included. So let's get started into this. So we are team 3 dots. We are 3 members: Santosh, Sundar, and Divagar. So I'm going into our thinking process. So we first empathizes, define, ideate, prototype, and the test. This is our design process we have followed. And understanding the user, so what the problem they are user, as I told, so health management in medical record oversights, appointment streamlining, medical management, these and all the users are facing the problems. So we are thought of empathize this through a case study, like we need to create one app kind of thing. So what we that now, so first we take one problems and ideated what are all the problems, and we have listed like that. So complex medical reports, medication management, emotional support, lack of visual guidance, and language barriers, and I can explain all in upcoming slides. So first I have taken a persona of Kumar. He's a product manager in Bangalore. So we carrying out the problem statements through him. So like this only. So he's a product management. He got overwhelmed with stress and power pack schedule as we have no. So on the day, one fine day, he got one mail like he got a chronic condition kind of thing and medical report through the mail. While opening the report, he is seeing something like this. So he got very confronted. What is that and what I am having really still 2 more days left for a doctor appointment. Do I have any cancer or something? It meant stress level. It increases his stress level. So we thought an instant thing. He need to understand what the medical report is showing. So we thought we figure out at the wireframes. So first we have thing and like scanning of medical reports, medical prescriptions, and foods, everything and all we want to detect through our lens, camera lens. So for that we have created one app called Medi. This is our app which we going to give the solution for that. So starting with this, so this is the main thing in our homepage. It's like using camera, get a assistance. What we are doing is like, it's like a Google Lens, a camera lens where you can scan the report, medical prescriptions and food. So if you click the medical report, it will scan and it will translate to your local language, and And if you need still more AI assistance, if you give the AI assistant, it will talk with you in your jargon, so in your language. If you are Tamil, Hindi, anything, it will based on that the report. If the report even in English or anything, it will change the language and it will talk to you like what you exactly had with the empathy also. So that is the first thing we covered in the lens. Second is like our medical reports. This one, medical reminders. So dosages, any tablets. If you so as a Kumar is a product manager, he have more appointments and all. He might able to miss any dosages or thing. So we have added a medical reminder also in the inside the app. The next one is like wearable device. So regularly we are going to track his health, everything. And while the onboarding itself, we will connect the his wearables, so we can able to track everything, his heart rate, SpO2. So which are normally every wearables they are doing. No, so that also we are adding inside our app. And language localization. This is like preferred languages. We will preferred languages. We will do the local languages and tech savvy features like medical reports, appointment, medical insurance also we are going to integrate inside the app, calorie trackers. So doctor booking also can be done and basic workouts will be done by this. So these all the basic features, but I want to explain this in detail with the prototype. So our prototype. So Medi.ai. So this is our home screen. So the camera, live lens camera will be there. So this is like image detection technology. So this is like you can scan your reports. So scanning data. So if you scan the data, so it will scan and tell the summary. Okay, these are the points. These are used for this and all medicines. What they are with photos, we are going to things, and then comes the AI. So same. Also with the images, we are going to explain through the AI. Still we can't able to understand. We can go like needs more help. So this will help like a transcript, like how can I help you? So show some relevant articles who are already facing this. So we will give the related YouTube articles or something which is trusted like that.
Hi Santosh, your time is up.
Okay.
Thank you so much, team. Over to you, judges.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a question. Isn't it very, two question, very difficult to keep scanning your medical records? Nobody does that, right? Otherwise they would, and it's a medical record scanning has been there for last 10 years. And something, there must be some reason for why it's not working, right? One, and why would anyone want to do that? Second one is, how of it is it that it's a part of a doctor's work versus AI's work? It's a larger question. I don't have an answer. It's not about, it's more about a, kind of a professional dilemma for AI and doctors, right? And doctors have not allowed anything which will enter and infringe into their work, right? And you know how the doctors lobby and everything works. So how does that really work? Like, there are two questions on it. Like, should anyone read the record, or what should it explain? Or does it tell the diagnosis, or does it tend to explain the symptoms? I'm not very clear with your solution area.
Okay, no, it's like not from the doctor's end, it's from the patient end. So who are getting the report or result, so it will be like in English mostly. So if they scan that report, it will localize, it will detect the text from image detection. We will use it in Google Lens, no? So it will take that and it will localize in your language. It will take and summary. Okay, these medicines are used for these purposes.
My thing is, why can't it be done at the report end itself? And why should it be? Why should I do that? See, the reports are not easily whatever explainable for me, right? And why can't we do it at a B2B solution where whatever their report they do, they put an AI there, and so that it can explain for me, so that I can just still read the PDF, right?
Okay.
Why do I need your app if the AI has been put into their systems and not in your system?
No, it's like from 1 second.
Sorry, just one question for you. Are you talking about reports or prescriptions? Because you, in your design, you showed a prescription being scanned. Prescriptions and reports are very different, because reports technically don't have language. There is no translation for certain words when it comes to your report. Okay, So which one are you? Which one is your solution? Is your solution
Our
where it
solution,
will read?
we are going with three things we have added. One is like medical report also, medical prescription. It will auto detect medical prescription and food.
Wait, so let's talk at medical prescription. So medical prescription, it will scan, and
Yeah.
you will be able to detect what the doctor has written. That's
No,
what
no,
you're
no.
saying.
Yeah. So it will prescription we are reading no. So it is used for setting reminder. So they have
Correct,
used to
correct. But how will you read the doctor's prescription? How will your AI detect what the doctor has written?
image detection through APIs.
But have you done any research on this? Because image detection has been there forever, right? When it comes
Yeah.
to text detection.
Yeah.
However, the accuracy of reading, especially doctors' handwriting, because doctors, you've seen how they write paracetamol, right? There's a P and then everything else is a scribble. So
Okay.
if that is your idea, which is that you're
Mm.
studying hundreds and thousands, you put data of hundreds and thousands of prescriptions to understand the patterns of how doctors write certain medicines, and then you're able to detect it, then that's a good idea. Okay.
Yeah.
Because that is the real problem. Like, for example, doctors put one line dash circle dash line to show that have it at morning and evening, right? But again, it can be confusing. So if your idea is to be able to detect these signs basis all the past descriptions it has understood, then that could be interesting. But otherwise, I feel like it's lacking, you know, it's lacking in creativity, basically.
No, it's like an initial model. No, so first, while starting, it will be like mostly it will detect the medical reports. Like if coming through mail, no, at that time, if any some medical reports and all, it will be like a computerized textures only. So that can be easily converted. So still, we need to train our model to make understand every handwriting languages also. So that will work, right?
Yeah, I also felt that the prescription analysis was an interesting thing. Reports, I think, still going back to the earlier presentation, reports still will be a little, because they are already very typed and they have logic to it in the way they're written, in the way and they're given to the end user for a certain reason, as Boris was saying the last this day. That is a risky area to get in. But if you can do the prescription bit, and I thought it was interestingly done, because then you are changing the language in that, and that would have been an interesting use case, and if we can solve that. But how the AI is going to do that is still a challenge. So
No, still two more slides are there. Like I have introduced our model, compared with the normal LLM and our LLM. So how the results and all will be there. In the next two slides, it was there. And our benchmark test also. So how for the normal Google search and how our search will be different. So in the next two slides, I want to explain that only. So that got missed.
No, I had liked the
Bad
idea
luck.
of the prescription, and you were showing that these are the tablets. Like, it actually detects that these are the tablets you're taking with and maybe a buy button at the end of it. But I think that was something you can work on and look at. But but
Yeah,
the reports are something which is again a gray area, I guess.
correct. Santosh, there have been experiments and trials done for reading reports, but the end user is a doctor. It's not a patient. So the AI comes up with predictions that this is a possibility. It cannot tell you a diagnosis. It can give you a prediction that this could be a possibility. Do a check and maybe you can confirm, but the decision is doctors in the end. But something like what report reading for a customer, I would also agree with everybody, is probably not a good use case. The medicine one was definitely the case.
Okay, so that only like our model is not launched to the users only after benchmarking every testing and every doctors accepted our model is okay, then only it will go to the market. Until that, it will be like in a testing phase only.
Okay.
Okay. Is there any other questions?
No, let's go ahead.
All right. Thank you so much, judges. And thank you so much, team 3 dots. So the next on the team is team Shiva Shakti. Guys, are you here?
Yes, absolutely, we are here.
Right.
Yeah.
Can you share your screen and check everything's all right?
Yes, sure. So can you see our screen?
Yes.
Okay. So Very good evening.
Time starts now. All right.
Okay. So Jai Shri Ram and very good evening to one and all present over here. We the members of group 101 Shiv Shakti, I Ashish.
And I Shavangi.
Presenting to you all the solution that we have proposed in the healthcare sector. So I'm right now presenting my screen and starting the presentation. So currently in the healthcare AI, in the healthcare sector, we were having many of the superpowers previously in the ancient times to the sages. The same superpowers right now is there with us in the form of AI. AI has proved that in each and every sector, whatever the implications and the magic that the humans can bring out, that is beyond the infinity. So our project overview mainly comprises of two things. First is the market research, the applications that are using the current AI in their application, how they are lagging behind in terms of use cases. And the second aspect is how we can cater to the diverse and wide range of audience in India. So going on to the wide range of audience in India, we would be having the help of government. Though the Indian government is having many schemes that is catering to the different sections of the society and to the smaller sections as well. So why not bring out AI to certain applications which are using government schemes? So those two thought process we have taken into consideration and we have followed our design process. The very first design process was research, in which we have conducted everything, how the health sector emerged and how it evolved in India, what are the challenges and what are the scope of AI in India right now in terms of health sector. Then we researched on various missions that is launched by Indian government and what are the applications that those schemes are integrating onto there, and what AI can bring on the table to enhance the user experience and to reach to a large wider audience. Then we defined our target audience. Uh, our target audience will mainly be the deprived class who are in deep need of this AI technology right now. Then we ideated, then we worked on many of the features, all the pain points that we have collected in the market research, all the opportunities that we have got while researching on the various missions, government schemes. Then we made the design and finally the scope that what we can do later after the completion of this project in future. So going on to the research part, as I have told you that the evolution of healthcare in India. So the healthcare in India has evolved a lot from Ayurveda to the latest technology where we can do image sensing, where we can track the records, the blood pressure of human beings. From Ayurveda, from a basic Ayurveda teachings, Unani teachings to a latest technology, the healthcare sector has evolved a lot in India from the Asia times. These are some of the growing influence of AI in healthcare in India right now. What are the features that AI has integrated and what are the things it is doing right now? So it is doing diagnosis detection, telemedicine, drug discovery, health records data analysis that the previous presentation was talking to, and the predictive analysis, medical imaging analysis, the Indian government schemes in healthcare. So Narendra Modi and many state governments has implemented many schemes, that is National Health Mission, Ayushman Bharat Mission, National Ayush Mission. So these are some of the missions that helps catering the Indian audience to a wider level. Some are telling people to have a proper posture in terms of having a good yoga. You can do yoga in terms of having a good daily routine. You can have insurance policy. So there are certain schemes that Indian governments are letting to certain people, certain deprived class of the people. So integration of AI can take that to a next level. So analyzing the current healthcare application in the market, we have got certain pain points. That is, one is user interface complexity. Second is voice assistant that I was talking to, that some of the people who are having hearing aid, they are not able to see the text that is being written. The voice assistant are coming on the platform and they are just narrating. They are not able to hear. So we can have a speech text over there on the screen so that there would be both the connection, one who can listen and one who can read. Then there would be language and accessibility barriers. So there needs to be multiple language on the platform. There needs to be a certain guidance that how to navigate to different areas on that platform, then we have appropriate recommendations. For example, if A and B is having the same disease and A has taken some treatment and has been cured, then the AI could give the similar suggestion to patient B that patient A has taken certain treatment in order to cure this disease and you can take the same. All those ideations we have taken into consideration and we have tried implementing into the application. So this is the user persona that we have made. The user persona is, as I was talking to, we are catering to. Yes.
Hi, Ashish, your time is up. Now it's time for the judges.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Boris, you want to go? We both nodded.
What is the solution? I didn't. Did you reach the solution even?
Yeah, even we didn't see it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, I don't know what you were talking, so I can't relate.
Yeah. I think the most interesting was where you said that one person's diagnosis can be used for someone else. Like in healthcare, like if you say that, right, like people will literally faint in front of you, right? Because every person's body is different, everything. You cannot just use one. So, but what is the solution? I really would like to know what the solution is.
Yes, though. So so AI is just giving you a suggestion. AI is just giving you a suggestion. Okay, so if body A, if person A is having a certain disease and he has uploaded the medical records, so the suggestion, so and after taking the treatment he got the cure. So when B comes onto the platform,
that he has got cured, wherever this information is going, are they saying that okay, I have taken this medicine and I'm okay.
Yes, so the medical records will be fetched into the platform, and after that patient B will be given that suggestion as well. So in this way,
That's your idea? Is that the idea?
And also that was one of the idea, and also we have taken certain pain points into consideration, the market research, that the voice assistant, the screen reader that we can have onto our platform, the multiple languages that we can have on our platform, so that it would be easier for the accessibility, and also the schemes that
Ashish, you mentioned about the Ayurvedic medicines and everything. Is there a solution there in that domain?
Yes, absolutely. So some of the applications are using the Ayurvedic technologies, so we can have that implementations also. The schemes that Indian government is right now is having in some of the applications. For example, I was talking about Ayush Mission. So one of the application is having a yoga features, that how to do and what are the things that we can have onto the application in order to have a good routine. So if we will integrating AI into that platform, in that application, that then certain enhancement will be done onto that platform. For example, posture correction. So these are some of the solutions that we have implemented in the application.
Okay.
It's very they could have been so much. I was actually expecting that in Ayurvedic medicine you have diagnostic based on tongue, based on nails, based on eyes. If you could have thought about something on those lines, that where really an AI can make a difference, then it would have been interesting. Right now I don't see a solution, to be very honest.
Yeah. What is the name of this group?
Shiv Shakti. Any more questions?
No.
Why did you name your group Shiv Shakti? Just out of curiosity, because everybody named their group based on some sort of technology or innovation or Harry Potter even. But why did you name it Shiv Shakti?
So my teammate's name is Shivangi and my name is Ashish. So we have consolidated both two and make it Shiv Shakti.
Okay, got it. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you.
So I guess that's it from the judges. Can we move on to the next teams? So the next team is Innocent Rulers. Are you guys here?
Yes, we're here.
Yeah. Your time
Just give
starts
me a
now.
minute. Just one second.
Yeah, your time has started. Yes.
Okay. All right. I hope my screen is visible.
Yes.
Okay. So hello everyone. We are Team Innocent Rulers and we'll be presenting our pitch deck today. So this is the index, what we have actually covered in the entire presentation or the pitch deck. So we have introduction, importance of the app, research, user personas, user journeys, task flows, explaining the app, You have the style guide, physical card, user interfaces of the app linked to both the prototype and this pitch deck as well, real-time interviews, and a thank you. Now, this is a research. So our research was actually conducted on mobile apps. So there are various apps today in the market, and we wanted to make sure that ours stands out from the rest. So we took in many apps into consideration, and after a detailed study about how AI is used in these apps, we came up with our own app. But majorly, so we found out that AI is only used for the chat support and the mobile assistant for searching for hospitals or locating nearby medical shops, etc. Now, we personally went to a medical shop to find out what actually happens. So, a medical shop owner, when we talked to him, he said that he's partnered with many apps. So, let's say there's an order which has come up on the app. So, the order directly comes up to their screen where the delivery as partners come to the local shops, collect the order, and then deliver it. So, this is kind of a thing which boosts their sales as well. And this also helps the local shops to keep that stock nearby when the monthly time comes. So it becomes easier for them to track as well. Now, the importance of the app which we have made. So we have AI chat support, something what is very familiar. We have static synchronized data. So this is actually that you have smart watches everywhere nowadays, right? So for smartwatches, what we did was that we synchronized all smartwatch data into the app. So your steps, your heartbeat, your calories, everything gets synced within the app. So it becomes a hub or a common space for tracking everything together. Then we have the emergency support, which you have added in the application, which becomes important, and it is by AI. So let's say that you're in an incident and you turn it on. So you have a time second of 5 seconds to cancel it. Otherwise, your data and your research gets sent to 3 nearby hospitals and your primary contacts for your emergency purposes. And text to image conversations. So let's say that you're in an accident and you're not able to say how it has happened to the person. So you can just type it down. The AI will use generative AI, that is for images, and it will generate images regarding the accident which has actually happened or the event which has occurred. So this plays an important role in the app. So we took in some user personas. So let me go through it. So the first person is of a tech savvy person who is well versed with mobile applications and all. And the next one which we have taken for the time limit, I'm just giving a brief overview. So second one, we have taken of a senior citizen who doesn't like to use mobile very much and likes things old fashioned. And the last one which we have taken was, he's a person who likes to take care of his parents, but he lives in another city. So he wants an app which he could be able to track all his parents' health. Now let's come forward to the user journey. So for the middle class guy, he likes the idea from the app and he likes the options to provide and look after his health, parents' health, and also take the necessary possible steps in case anything has happened. So this is something which we came up with. So these were the 3 interviews which we took. Secondly, now this is the task flow. So we'll be explaining this in detail in the prototyping of our application. Now explaining the app. So our app has been made for the optimal use in the healthcare domain, and these are the features actually. So one was the data sync, which I had explained earlier. So smartwatch or any other device like pacemakers. So all the data is synced and it becomes a common hub. You have the emergency alert. So heartbeat is constantly tracked through your smartwatches. So it gets synced with your app as well. So anything happens, the emergency alert is sent. Secondly, to keep all this secure, there's a 2FA security and 128-bit security layer as well to make sure your data is safe. Secondly, so then we have the physical card. So we know that people are there in 3 categories: upper middle class, lower middle class, and middle class, the 3 categories. So the upper middle class, they have access to smartphones. The middle class, they have access to smartphones, but some of them only have a smartphone in which a screen is there and you have the keyboard below it, so for typing. And then the last one, that is the lower middle class, they just have a usual phone. So for them, we actually designed the physical card. So in short, what happens is that you go to any medical store, right? You get a physical card done on your name. So since you are a upper class guy, you have an app which can track everything, right? Now, if you're in the middle class domain,
Hello.
you will.
Hi, Vaibhav, your time is up. Yes.
It's that fast.
Actually, can we give it 1 more minute? Can you show
Yeah,
us?
sure.
Yes,
Directly to the
just
prototype. Directly to the prototype, please. Yeah.
Okay, just one second. Sorry about this. I was not aware. Okay, so this is our app, right? So this is the onboarding part. So you log in, you have the 2FA registration coming up.
Yeah, but this
This
is
is the
not
home
fair
screen.
because the other guys also will ask for that one extra minute, right? It's
Just 1 second. Just one
no,
minute. Just
if I was competing with you right now, I would not be okay with it. So I think you should stop sharing. Now.
I agree. Sorry about that.
You should have gone faster. I mean, do people not know it's 5 minutes? Like you're going on about like some, the research part. It's just 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can ask them to just start from the last. Yeah.
Yeah, please, let's do that.
You start from your last
Okay,
slide. From the next.
Sir, so I'll just do one thing.
No, it's okay.
So we had the all right. I think
Thank you.
You can ask the questions then.
Yeah, you can just stay on the last screen with all your screens. So we will try to ask questions based on that. Right. So that's at least
right.
fair. Yeah.
Definitely. So actually I have, it's going to be a bit difficult, but one sec. So I'll just keep it.
Okay. So while you're doing this, which city do you live in, Weber?
So I'm based in Pune and one of my teammates is based in Mumbai.
So, this whole thing about that lower middle class folks use that phone that you spoke about. Like, I really think you should go. I think you should go on ground and check it out. Now,
we have, sir.
Today, and people were using not like phones that were not
right,
smartphones.
Sir. So actually, we had the idea and the opportunity to test it out because one of the maid which comes at a place, she uses a geophone. So we were quite happy that we could actually use it. So on the phone, when you open the application, you just have the QR code which comes on the screen, and below is all the textual. So our main idea was that if you are not able to have an app, what you can do is that you can scan the QR code. Since all your data is stored online, you will be getting a QR code. So the QR code will link you directly to the website. The website will be 2FA. So you have to verify your code along with your phone number. Then you can access all the documents online. Right. So this becomes a security purpose as well. And since you are trying to make this for the government, so it becomes easier to track as well, because all medical reports are necessary to be given to the government as well. So this becomes a government initiative as well, something like that.
Okay. So anybody else has a question?
No, I was not very clear with the mapping of problem and the solution. Yeah.
So I can do one thing. I will give you access to this. So after the pitch, you can always go through my work.
No, we don't need to. We don't need that. Like others are not doing it. Let's not change the rules. Just so your idea is basically an app for medical document management at some level, right? That's what your idea is.
Sure.
Right?
So in short, we have various things within our app. So I'll just tell in short. So one is if you've been in an incident, you can just
can you explain to me? Yeah, can you explain that to me? That was interesting. So
sure, sir.
You're saying that if you can't say what had happened, you can type it out basically.
Yes, sir.
And it will create an image out of it.
Yes, sir. So let's say that my friend has been in an accident. I was not there at the moment, but when I asked him, he told me about what has happened. So I will text it out to the AI chat support. AI will actually generate around, let's say, 6 to 8 images about the incident, how it is occurred, where it is occurred. So let's say that it has occurred on this road by this vehicle was coming forward on the turning point. He was hit. After that, what places he was hit, and then at the last moment, you can in the below part, you have the nearest 3 hospitals linked, and along with that, you have the emergency contact where it is sent. So basically, everything gets tracked, and because your smartphone or your smart watch, which we usually have, is present, you can always
So, but
it
this is
detects that you
based,
have the,
Weber, sorry, this is based on the thought process that when someone has been in the accident, they're not in the state to talk
yes, sir.
out of shock, basically, right?
Sir, so if you're even in an accident, like I said, so you have the heartbeat sense always by your smartwatches. That's correct. So as soon as the heartbeat is affected, right, the emergency starts ringing
But that
directly.
already, that anyway, iWatch does that, right? Like a couple of watches do that. I'm asking you about something else. So you're saying this text to image thing. So you're saying that when someone's in an accident, the shock prevents them to be able to explain what happened. So then you're telling them, don't talk, type it out. So you think they would
Not
be
them,
able to,
not them. Any of
or
the
someone
user.
else?
Yes, sir. They have access. So basically, what they can do is, since we believe that everybody has access to a smartphone nearby, if you're in a place like a highway or somewhere where you have had that crash or that event has occurred, they can narrate out what has happened, and then it will generate what has actually happened, which can be shared across the hospital.
So, Vaibhav, in emergency, the first thing is 101, right? The call and
Yes,
the
sir.
emergency systems
So
are
that
all
always
geared up.
happens, but
It's
so
all
that
geared
always
up to solve
happens.
that, right? The other systems are
Right,
geared
sir.
up to solve that. And why are we creating a friction in that? In fact, if you reinforce the systems which are already geared up to save a life, and I think that will be helpful, right? And not creating friction in that. So many frictions to save a life is traffic, the time the message gets received, the amount of detail the message gets received, all this stuff, right? I think we need to sort of understand the job and the system in hand during an emergency, right? We don't need anything to be done by the person who is suffering or who was met with an
Yes,
accident.
sir. Yes, so like I mentioned, so whenever that accident occurs, right, the first thing what happens is that on the user's phone device, whatever he has, the SOS things gets activated, and all your data is directly shared to the 3 nearby clinics. That is the first thing which
What if that
actually
doesn't
happens.
happen? See, emergency is all that. No, what if that doesn't happen, right? What if
No, sir,
his phone
that
is pretty, what if his phone is pretty okay? He does not use a digital watch, and he just met. There's a small hit on his head, and it's a huge emergency. What will happen then?
so that is when you have other people in the background or the surroundings who come up to help you, right? Whenever you're in an accident, there are people standing nearby who come forward to help you. So that is the time when they can actually narrate what has happened and share it across. So that is how we are actually
Okay.
trying to leverage it out. And of course, when you say that an accident has occurred, you have all the things which are sent even to the user. So you can have an option in the AI where you can tell that you have been in the accident or the accident has been occurred to somebody else. So it becomes much clearer, to be very open.
Vaibhav, the idea is good, but the question here is that when people help, they'll start helping you. They don't even look at a phone until unless they understand that you need to call someone or you need to act on it. That's part number one. Part number two is where you came up with an idea of narrating a story that how it happened. Okay,
Yes,
probably that would be probably not seen immediately. It might help the cause later on, but not an immediate effect. So probably I think there are two parts to this where you probably need to think on how the help can be given immediately when this accident occurs. What could be done better? Instead of hospitals, maybe the nearest ambulance, probably the first thing.
yes, sir. So that was
Could be
the
a
idea
thought.
itself.
Correct.
Yes, sir. So the nearby 3 places where ambulances are available, right? That is actually the main priority. The hospital was mentioned because hospitals usually have the ambulances. That is why we
Okay.
linked directly to hospital. So we wanted to make sure that if you're in an accident or anything happens, the first priority is you, right? So to get out of what has happened. So that is why ambulances is the first priority. Second priority is that when everybody is down to help, there is one person or somebody else who can actually tell what has happened, right? So he can tell this issue directly to the hospital which is being concerned or connected, or where the data has been sent. So they can act immediately.
I think that is an
Okay.
interesting idea. That is an
Yeah.
interesting idea. But the only thing is that I don't know what AI will do in this. Like generating an image based on what is said is not required. Like if I get a message, reading it is enough for me to get an idea. Because I'm not the police. The police would want to know from the point of
Correct.
view of what happened, how it happened. But as a healthcare person, I want to know the guy's numbers. What are his has his heart rate shot up? Like what kind of injuries are there? If I get to know as a hospital, if I get to know that right at that point, the ambulance can go with certain kind of medication or certain kind of machinery
Sir,
that might help,
yes,
basically.
sir. So actually, the slides which were missed, I wanted to share everything, but the time constraint was there. So in the application, you have something like, let's say you get wrong food from Zomato or Swiggy, right? You have an option to click images. That's correct, right? So the same process we have actually tried to implement there as well. So you know what is going to happen and what you have to take care of before you leave. So that becomes a factor as well.
Got it. Got it. I got it.
Okay, so any other questions? Anyone?
Thank you, judges. Thank you, team. So yeah, guys, just a quick reminder to give a large portion of your time to your solution. Please plan accordingly. Yeah. So the next team would be Mercure. Are you guys present here? Hello.
Yes, we are here.
Yeah. So your time
Could we just
starts.
please share our screen? Let us know
Sure,
if
sure,
it
sure.
works.
Yeah.
Can the previous person stop sharing, Yeah, please? Vaibhav, can you stop sharing your screen?
Do you need any help? Okay.
So, good evening, jury members and everyone present here. We are Team Mercure. People often say that a woman's menopause is a pause in her life, but is it really so? Did you know 66% of the Indian women are not comfortable in sharing menopause related health issues with families? 74% of the women feel like they are unprepared to handle their menopausal symptoms. Introducing Menocare, a way for women to unpause life. But what exactly is menopause? Menopause occurs in women between the ages 45 to 55 with varying stages and symptoms like hot flashes, mood swings, etc. They're also bound to develop cardiovascular diseases, osteoporosis, and if left untreated, some even lead to cancer. So here comes Menocare, an AI and gamified board game kit with a mobile application to address the menopause challenges in Indian women that can significantly improve awareness, support, and well-being. After following the design thinking process in our research, we had found a few key insights. Most women skip treatment because there is no knowledge about its importance and consequences. There is also a problem about half knowledge among women. And you know what they say about half knowledge. It's more dangerous than no knowledge at all. We created a user persona and competitor analysis to empathize with the user and understand the market. We also found that the current existing apps focus more on logging the symptoms of menopause and connecting with others, but they don't really use AI to recommend and diagnose health and well-being. They also have articles and blogs related to menopause and overall care, but they do not have a gamified model to retain users. They also do not offer any offline solution to cater to the women in the rural communities.
We devised the final concept that varies various features, including a mobile app and a board game. We propose two models, an offline and an online model. The offline model includes the kit, which healthcare workers could supplement to women in rural regions. The kit would consist of various supplements, a board game, and cards to raise awareness about the transitions and journey through menopause. They would also have an AI based multilingual telehealth number to log symptoms and ask questions to support. The online model uses the board game's QR code, which can connect to your phone, making the game more immersive and including AI to make the game more personalized to the users. During the app's onboarding, the users can specify their cycle symptoms and personalized goals through which the AI will curate the app. The AI is used for symptom tracking and management.
through which users can log into their data by talking to the AI or Siri or entering manually AI. It also analyzes data and diagnoses your data as well. Chatbots are also used to interact with the users. The app can be used to roll the dice while playing the games. This helps it understand and sync each player's moves with one another. We also receive game cards through which multimedia content would be played upon answering the questions. The AI identifies patterns and behaviors to curate questions and teach the users about menopause. The rules of the board game. The rules of the board game as follows. Every player rolls the dice and advances along the board. The player selects the card corresponding to the dice's landing position. If the player answers incorrectly, they must move 3 spaces backwards. Question cards represent different types of cards like trivia, factor, myth, or scenario. Wild card is used to connect with different players by sharing anecdotes and experiences. The objective of the game is to answer and complete all the questions and tasks to collect maximum points and reach the end. Our revenue model involves getting users to earn points through logging symptoms and playing the game. Users can then redeem these points by purchasing Femina products. We hope that through this, we can encourage women to think of menopause not as a full stop, but as a comma, helping them transition smoothly to the next phase of their lives. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Team Mercure. Over to you, judges.
I think I will start because being in the phase of menopause, I have more questions here. The first thing is, I think your presentation was well timed, so congratulations on that. The only problem I have is with the board game. I don't see people getting together and playing a menopause game as such. I mean, if I were to go out and get a game that I will play this because of I don't see 3-4 women coming together and playing a menopause game. And the other thing is that if it is targeted, if the board game is targeted at the rural population where you think that the app might not be the solution, then the language and everything will also be a challenge which you would need to see. So I'm not getting the usability of how the board game supports the app. One. And the second question I have is again around the AI, that how are you because a lot of the apps actually do what you're set out to do because of all the data and the things which is already available. What is the plus one which you're doing using AI here?
So, ma'am, to answer your questions, basically, in our solution, our intent was to create awareness to this, as well as bring about like things like tracking, like you said, other competitors would have. The data that is put into the app would then be used in the game to have a personalized way in which you can play the game. The questions revolving around each scenario, like factor, myth, or scenario, or trivia, would be revolved around things that you experience or the player that is playing the board game experiences. Another thing, like another one of the reasons why we came up with this is for the reason why we bought this to begin with is that about 66 Indian women are not comfortable sharing menopause related health issues with their family, and about 74% of women feel like they are unprepared to handle this menopausal symptoms. So we thought that it is a good way to inculcate them learning this through a gamified method, and through games we earn points, and that is a way to retain customers. Another thing that you had asked us was about the
Hello.
Did we lose her?
Hello, hi, Nivedita. Are you there?
Okay, no, the connection was lost. I'm so sorry. So another thing that we wanted to talk about was about the rural women. We wanted women in the rural areas who did not exactly know much about like menopause and like we wanted them to like build a community. Our idea was to include healthcare workers like ASHA workers to like introduce these games to the women, so that it could be an interactive way that they could learn about menopause and like share it with them.
Yeah, and Nivedita, I can. Sorry, this is like I do design games, and we have designed a game similar to this. I like the idea of what we learned, at least in our games with Asha workers, were when it was more to do with Jana Arogya Samiti, where they were discussing how to plan their budgets for their villages for healthcare. It just opens up a lot of conversation also, but I'm not sure in the menopause content world how it works. But we've done testings in this area where the conversations were open, people were happy talking with each other, and there was an interactive awareness which was created during the game, which really worked, right? That is something which we have learned from what we have done. But my question is around like how does AI really come here? A board game should work on a silo, and what is this online screen experiences if the board game is already doing its job or not doing its job, or the way the current other stuff really work, like say a pamphlet could work. So I'm not very clear how the AI is in the role here.
Okay, like we wanted to clarify this. The board game could be used offline entirely, but the board game could also, so the additional plus points of using the online experience is the AI itself. The AI will take
So
the
we learned that they don't use anything online. What do you
Yes,
do?
so then the board game would have to be played offline entirely. But our solution includes the AI for the rural people in the manner of a chatbot, which where they could just talk to them, not chatbot, a telephonic chat with the AI, so that they could add their symptoms, and that could be passed on to a healthcare worker.
Okay.
So, honestly, I was quite excited at some point. I thought it was because this menopause or just this group is very underserved. So I think that anyway, that's a good space to get into. Uh, and the way you spoke about what the other guys don't have, the other apps, I thought that you will have something that the other guys don't have. But I feel like that's not the case. Like, I think the solution you come up with is also the same as all of them. I still don't. The second question, I think you logged off. So I will re ask Priyanka's question. What is your plus one? What is there in your app that is not there in the other apps?
I think I'm very sorry if that question wasn't answered. I think our plus one is the gamification. What other apps don't have is any sort of gamification. And again, the other plus of this app would be including AI to the gamification. This would retain customers and help them
So how is it
continuously use the
using
app.
AI in the gamification that it's only giving you games based on your symptoms? So you learn aligned with your symptoms. That's how it's making the connect. Is that correct?
Yeah,
That's
questions. So by the neural network and like with the existing data online, you would get data that would align with the symptoms that you're inputting, so that the
correct.
questions would be generated as such, and
So
multimedia would also be exactly.
this gamification is basically getting created, is
Yes,
getting generated
yes,
basis the symptoms that you're putting into the game. Basically,
yes,
that
sir.
putting into that. Okay, that's okay. That's good. Okay, cool.
I'd also like to add one more point to that question, if I may.
Yeah, please, no
Yes.
worries.
As my teammate said, the AI also does generate the questions, and they also generate multimedia. So if the person has after they answer the question, when if they want to learn more or if they want to continue learning about that subject, then the AI also generates content for them in like audios and visuals for them to like learn more and get more awareness about the subject.
I got it. Okay, cool.
No questions from my side, already asked. So
Judges, are you guys done? That's all right. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Team Mercure. So next on the list is Team Delighters Design Era. Are you guys here?
Yeah.
All right.
Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible. Are you sharing a screen? All right. Your time starts now.
So me in this team actually I am Ankit, and I am also doing this doing this design with Shravani, and we together try to make an app that helps to three things like suggest, schedule, and manage. So let me tell you a story first. Like so, recently I'm living in West Bengal, and I have recently been to Bangalore for my family health checkup. So there I have noticed one thing that every healthcare workers there are encouraging everyone to use their app and for reports, bills, and other documentation. So they no longer use the paper bills and all. So that is why I understand that even when my father used to go to the hospital, they always take me to for that. Like every time they don't, he is not very used to that app, and that happens. So what I have thought that also there is more people are talking in their regional language, and they don't understand their language. So a lot of the times they are referring someone for telling their issues to the doctors. So that is one thing. So I have think about that. Let's integrate that with the help of AI, and let's solve this problem. So I actually thought of that. Let's proceed with the presentation. So here actually I have Shravani have actually under do the competitive analysis, and where actually he find out that this whole process is they identify how to process such solution. Uh, so we also did a user research. So actually with the user research, what I find that uh, like 60% people are prefer visiting doctors first. Like they don't want to use an app and then do the registration. They usually go to the hospital and they try to do the registration from there. And 80% also are the people who are trusting friends, like the friends recommends this doctor, go with this doctor and not. So they also take suggestion from the friends and family. And this is how like 80% also visit hospital and then registration. So this happens. So then this is the competitive analysis 70 did, and we have tried to find out some of the problems here. And uh, so this is a personal and journey mapping. So, uh, so from the personal journey mapping, I have understood that also 70 included in the computer analysis that it is quite lengthy for booking an appointment, and like medicine every time you have to remember like which
Hey, hi.
medicine to take.
Sorry to cut you off. You are going to run out of time. Why don't you go to your solution? What is the solution?
The solution actually is this. I try to make it in a like a chat GPT thing. So try to include that in a like web-based app. So basically website. So they are actually try to understand the problem area. Then they are uh, trying to understand like which is try to give recommendation. And we also have to upload our previous if there is any health reports we have to upload that. So from there, actually, he analyzed it and a prescriber is general from the internet. They understand and prescribe a basic report. So they after that they have followed. They have included a follow up. So we have to include that follow. We have to add the follow up here. So like every like people used to don't remember, so we have to add the follow up here. So every time user have get a notification from that web. So this is how it happens. And yeah, so then actually uh, it's about asking after the follow up. They are starting asking bit of the uh, questions like how do you, like which medicine is it working or not, or do you need any doctor recommendation? Sorry. So then they also analyze with the mobile number and with the email ID. They understand that okay, we have two records find with the link to the mobile ID. So which record you want to keep and which record you don't want to keep. So this is how they understand our problem and they recommend some of the doctors. So we have to schedule the appointment from there, and after that we have to like pay the bills and all. So they also they're giving us summary. This is the problem, and then
Are you done, Ankit?
yeah.
All right. Over to you, judges.
So, Ankit, one question. Does this also prescribe medication like you said earlier?
I'm not. Can you please repeat?
Does this app or rather the AI recommends medication?
Yeah, no.
I think you did specify, right?
Yeah. Like first they have give a basic medication like based on the internet, and like fevers, whatever happens, whatever medication are giving for fever, they have if the problem is not severe, they have recommended some medicine. If the problem is severe, then they don't do the follow up. They directly recommend doctors like nearby hospitals, then selecting which doctors you want to go with, and this is how you have to book a appointment.
Okay, generally telling you a normal pattern of how things work in fever cases and all that. Fever can be leading to multiple situations. It is a sign that there is something wrong, and it is very difficult to diagnose the core problem. Fever could be an output of that. So if I have dengue, if I have malaria, if I have something, all of them lead to fever. So problem here is that you're curing fever, you're not curing the core problem of that fever. So the AI will anyway fail in multiple cases. It may eventually tell the person to go to a doctor. So maybe it's a bit of a risky thing to put in AI to prescribe medication. I would rather be very careful on that lines. So that's one part. And I think second part, I probably have a question, but I'll just frame my thoughts and come back to you. So till then, I'll ask the other jury members to ask questions.
So essentially, this is a chat bot, right? I mean, that's what it is.
Yeah. There's normal like ChatGPT and Bard. This is also a similar chatbot.
So there are lots of medical based chatbots. You've seen that, right? I mean, have you seen those chatbots?
I have seen
what is different in this one? Like, what is specifically different with this chatbot?
Like that is the thing that I cannot tell you directly, because the competitive analysis thing is actually take care by Shivani.
So she's not. Is she not present here? Hello.
She is there, but right now.
Okay. No other questions.
Thank you, judges. Thank you, Ankit. So we are moving on to the next team, Meraki. Meraki, are you guys present here?
Yes.
What was the name of this group? Sorry, again. The previous group.
Delighters Design Era.
Oh, got it.
So Meraki, you can.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Hi everyone. I'm just going to share my screen and then we can start. Hi everyone. So basically, my our app is basically we just started understanding. Trying to gain an overall idea of what the current scenario of AI, the healthcare industry is right now in India. So basically, we found out that rural people are the most affected, and also they are in the largest population of India, and they're also the largest affected people. In terms of healthcare, given that they have lack of accessibility to doctors and they stay in secluded areas and in the outskirts of urban cities. So basically we also had an opportunity to have an interview with a doctor who works in community medicine and health in AIMS. So we got a very brief and in-depth knowledge of what actually happens in the rural areas and what problems they are actually facing, because she actually goes door to door creating awareness about healthcare, telling them that you should do this, you should do take care of your health. If you have any certain issues, please come to the doctor. So the major issues what we kind of figured from this entire scenario of social groups and NGOs creating awareness and rural people is that they have lack of information. They are unaware of the symptoms of diseases or any kind of general issues that they're facing, for example diabetes, or for example any kind of heart diseases. And the ratio between doctor to patient and the gap between doctor to patient is very, very large. And the rural people are also not aware of the government schemes which are ongoing. So here the social groups have been acting and NGOs have been acting to make the rural people aware, but they're not able to, still the rural people are not able to grasp it, and the NGOs have not been that successful, even they are working very effectively. And they also face issues of stigma and taboo associated with health. And also there is a very huge barrier of language and culture differences. So given that about all these problems, and we figured that the proposed solution what we have is that the social organizations basically have to go door to door to provide solution, and the rural people do not allow these doctors to enter their house because they have stigma associated that please do not enter my house. The rest of the people in my neighborhood would come to know that there is a doctor entering. So they have stigma around this. So what we thought was, how do we create awareness among rural people that please take care of your health, please try to at least focus on how can you improve your health and what precautions you need to take. So our solution is we create an application which has like a social media kind of an application where we show where the social media, where the social groups and NGOs and even some of the doctors create small reels and videos creating awareness about all the kind of symptoms, about all the government schemes which are coming up, and they share it in the form of reels and videos. So what happens here is all the rural people right now do have access to phone and internet. They do have, they have started watching Facebook videos, YouTube videos. So we thought of incorporating this, which is already existing right now and which is very, very fast and adaptive. Everybody is very used to social media and watching videos. So we thought of using that concept and incorporating this here to create awareness among the people so that they get some kind of help. So this was our main solution to the problem of rural people. And so to moving ahead of the solution, to explain the solution visually is, first let me just explain the flowchart of how the app would basically work. So what would happen is just when a user logs in either through number or as a guest, they could be verified through an OTP.
Tamanna, we're going to run out of time.
It will be great if you
Please go
directly
to the
jump to
point.
the solution.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Yeah. So if I just explain my solution through the UI and the visuals, is basically this is the home screen. So what happens here is the user can right now see the ongoing or NGOs and organizations in their neighborhood, what programs or what health awareness or what health camps they are putting up in. So they are completely up to date with what is happening around them, and they can also share with other people. So this social media and cooperation helps to reduce, lighten the burden on users and allow them to effectively access healthcare. And also there is a AI chatbot in this application. So what this AI chatbot application does is, so for example, the rural people, again, that if even for a small issue, if they have to go to a doctor, for example, a child is having fever since like a lot of time, since like 5 days continuously.
Amana,
Yeah.
Sorry to cut you off. Your time is up.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Over to you, judges.
I have a quick question. So this is more of a social media campaign of sorts, right? Like what's the core solution based on AI?
So the AI is right now just helping users to get the first symptom analysis and also first help. So first help, for example, I was just talking about how AI would help. So a child is having fever since past 5 days, but it takes time for a rural person to go to a doctor immediately because there is no doctor available nearby. So this chatbot will help them, that the user can ask a few questions and provide them with the symptoms that these are happening. So what the chatbot will do is just provide a one-time immediate relief solution till the time the user can actually, or the patient can actually go to the doctor and get access. And the primary focus of our group was to actually create awareness among the rural people and to empower the social NGOs which are working in this domain and area.
I have one more observation is like it's completely rural, but I don't see a language integration anywhere, and it's primarily just what I am looking at. Okay.
No, there is a language interpretation or a language change option. So the inbuilt AI language change option allows the users to change the language or the audio through this feature of audios of text in the AI chatbot of all the features in the application.
Okay, it's good.
Yeah.
So, one of the things, rural, first of all, I think that we all have a very strange idea of a rural. If you actually went to a few rural areas, it's very different than what we think it would be. One thing you have to also, I don't know if how many of you have seen this, but medical stores and chemists are almost, they play the role of doctors in rural areas. So when someone has a fever, when their child is a fever, they don't sit and wait for 5 days. They go to the medical store and tell them that my kid has a fever. The medical guy gives them a paracetamol and the fever goes away. But actually, and someone who works in healthcare and pharma, that's actually a very bad thing. So if the AI is telling someone that, oh, your kid has fever, give him a paracetamol, that makes no sense. Because of the fact that sometimes just treating the fever is not enough. Also, you have to understand if the person is on any other medication, what is the age of the person. The doctor will have to be able to understand the symptoms before giving any medicine, because sometimes some kind of medication can actually be counterproductive to the actual problem, right? So those kind of things, I think were not thought about. This idea of a social media hook, because the insight that you said about how people are a bit cautious of letting healthcare workers come in, because all the neighbors will think something like they don't, it's like a taboo of sorts that I have also noticed in some rural areas. Okay. I felt like that. I thought you would anchor onto that and create something, but that did not come through. So that would have been an interesting idea. I know it's not a question, but in my head right now, I don't know what AI plays a role in your solution right now, basically.
So basically, the AI would not immediately prescribe medicines if you go and tell the AI that I am having fever since 5 days. As I said, it would just, so for example, as you said, a patient would immediately go to a pharmacist and they would provide the medicine immediately as a paracetamol. So, and the doctor also needs to ask a certain questions like, what is your age? Are you under any other medication? So these questions AI would also ask first, so that he has a background knowledge of what solution he is providing.
Yeah, but that's not, your app looks like social media though. Like I'm not seeing that side of the application, basically.
Correct.
And how it connects.
Correct. Tamanna, one suggestion would be to do a quick and dirty understanding of how your app functions and discovery of the app. So if you do an expectancy test, you'll probably get an answer of they will miss the AI, plus they will not understand even the icon. This is design feedback, not the app purpose feedback. But I would not understand that Chinese alphabet as a language, for example. All right. I don't know whether it is Chinese or not. I'm just guessing, but something like this. And plus the AI chatbot button that you have had on the app home screen definitely will be missed out. It needs to be this more stronger on discovery end and all that. So yeah, just wanted to give you feedback on that. The rest were covered in interest.
Sure. Thank you for the feedback. Any other questions?
None from me.
All right.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Team Meraki. Judges, this is the last team which is coming up next. We are almost at the end. So I'd like to invite Team Design Synergy.
Yes, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, you are. All right. Your time starts now.
So, good evening, everyone. We are Team Design Synergy, and our project name is Sahaya. So, we have designed a smart AI solution for the medical emergency. So, what is medical emergency? In medical emergency, we have to solve the problem of a patient within 5 to 10 minutes. So, we consider the series of disease and conditions according to the difficulty level of the emergency situation. For example, in heart attack, a person can speak, or even with the hand gestures, he can ask for the help. For example, second example, in asthma, the patient can ask help through the gestures, but he can't speak. Now here the difficulty level increases. Then the third is ataxia. We have considered the extreme condition, so that we assume that if we solve the extreme condition, so that all the other conditions will be automatically solved. So in ataxia, the patient gets attacked and he falls down and he freezes out. So as he freezes, he can't speak and he can't even move his hands or limbs. So the twist here is the ataxia, the gait pattern. Gait means a walking pattern of ataxia. Ataxia is such that the other people feels that this patient is drunk. So people don't go to help him. So in this way, there is a very less awareness about ataxia. People feel that अरे इसको कुछ तो भी हो गया है, इसको भूत बाधा हो गई है, या इसमें माता आ गई है. So there is no awareness of ataxia. So in this way, ataxia is a neurological disorder in which there is a involuntary coordination of muscles along with the brain. So these are some symptoms: poor imbalance, walking unsteadily, poor coordination, involuntary eye movement. These are some symptoms. So what is the solution? So as I explained in my scenario, that when the patient falls, he freezes down. So people feel that ye pike pada hai, so they don't help him. So we design a product which is named which is a wristband, in which is connected to the mobile application of a patient plus the caretaker of the mobile. In this wristband, there will be a biofeedback sensors which will detect the heart rate, breathing, stress level. Here the AI comes. It will detect all these biological parameters and feed in the app. So I will explain through the scenario. So in this scenario, when the patient is walking through the market and he suddenly faces the attack and he falls down. Now here the wristband will detect the biological parameters and send the SOS signal to the caretaker along with the location, which is who is at the home. Plus, he will also send the location. He will also send the SOS signal to the nearby people who are 100 to 200 meters apart, so that people will get an emergency medical pop-up box or a SOS emergency signal to help them. If they click that, they will get a map of the patient. So people will be able to contact the patient. Will be able to move towards the patient. When the patient arrives to the when the people arrive to the patient, they can see a wristband which is blinking, and it will also have an voice assistance. So the voice assistance will detect the availability of the person, and it will indicate that click the scan the code. Sorry. So when the people will scan the code, they will get a portal in which there will be a primary steps of first aid. So in that first aid, there will be a information of the patient, what the disorder he is facing, plus the all the steps which will be displayed in the form of animation or a video. So if they follow all the steps, the first aid will be given to the patient and the life of the patient will be saved. Second condition, if the patient faces tremors means vibrations. So vibrations is not a very high kind of emergency. So there will be a low SOS needed. So here the AI comes, the band will automatically detect according to the biological parameters. So band will sense according to the body changes, and it will decide which signal to transfer to avoid the false SOS signals. So it will limit their SOS signals to the caretaker, and in this way, the patient will get the help whether he is in an extreme situation or a normal situation. So here is our product, which is having a display plus sound output, comfortable strap, LED strips, which will be easily visible to the nearby people. Now the next portion will be explained by our teammate.
Hi.
Sheetal.
So as Vedang mentioned, now I'll be getting into a little more detail. We have looked into this solution in 3 phases. First is monitor, second is generate, and then there is the third phase is aware. Now first, when we say we need to give input to the system, which will be done through this process, which is registering the person on the app. Then getting all their details into the app. This will also include health conditions, their Aadhaar card number, their mobile number. Then there'll also be some more inputs which will be used in case in the cases ahead. Then there'll be connecting to the device, so the device that we were talking about, the wristband, the wearable device. Then we have also provided.
Sheetal, your time is up. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right. Over to you, judges.
Okay, thank you. This was an interesting start. We would have preferred seeing the whole thing. But one more thing that I wanted to check with you, since you're making a device, I have read articles, not sure about the reality of it, but there are devices that actually figure out that you're going to get a stroke. And there are implementations done in car where it can actually park on the left, saving your life and others, because
Correct.
you might just. So did something like that come into your thought process? Just wanted to understand that. So it was quite deeply thought of the way you started off with.
So when like we went through a rigorous design process, and while we were doing market study, we came through various applications and products as well, tangible products, where there were applications even for SOS, but they did not cater to first aids. They were only sending out signals, but also they did not know when to detect some situation is SOS, and the person himself had to click on certain button to say that I am in an emergency situation, which where we feel AI will come into picture in our solution, where the person, because he's not able to do anything of any sort, AI will come into picture, and he'll help around get it around the emergency situation. Now, when we talk about any wearable device, there are quite a lot of devices, but again, there are shortcomings of their own. And there are a lot of them. I think it will be a short time to explain them.
Sarva.
Also,
So-
one thing I would like to add in this, like here, the data which has been collected with the all the sensors, which is the variable which is there, so it will detect what kind of what has actually happened. There could be like the user has fallen down, but by what has happened exactly? Is it due to his heart attack or maybe breathing issues? Maybe he has fallen down because of he wanted to approach something. So based on that, the AI will sense that okay, the heart rate went very high. That's why the stroke happened and he fallen down. So based on that, he will give the suggestions that you need to do this thing for helping. Usually people think that it's a heart issue. They'll try and give CPR or something, but that's not the actual case.
It's a good point. Yeah.
And one more thing, sir. In these applications, we are go deeper in the some personalized factor. In case some people are the arthritis or maybe the ataxia also. So some patients have ataxia. Side by side, they have some sugar patients. So their solutions of the treatment also different as per their medical conditions. So the personal thing is also important in there.
It's a really good point, because anybody with diabetes, their entire, what's it called, treatment changes completely, right? So that's a good point as well. My question
Yes,
is
sir.
more from the point of view of,
Boris, we
when
can't
it comes
hear
to epilepsy, for example, and ataxia we'll get to, but epilepsy, the highest number of deaths that happen in epilepsy is because the attack happens while the person is doing something, right? While driving a car or a bike or whatever it is. So there are devices, and I've seen the devices myself that are very accurate now, which are, and they've done clinical trials on them as well, where it can basically predict that you're going to get an attack, right? Uh, my question is that when this happens for the first time, so your app, your device, etc., right now solves for the concept of someone already knows that they have ataxia, or they are high risk when it comes to heart problems, strokes, etc., or are epileptic. So then you give them this device, and then this app, you put all this information. But have you thought about what about people who have still not got that first attack?
right? Who have still not got that first epileptic attack or, any of those. How will you target those folks?
So as of now, we're thinking on a systemic level, where first we'll be catering to these patients who already have the condition, and based
Sure.
on this condition, like because machine learning is there and AI is there, they'll work together, and they'll then be learning out certain things, and like till the time AI becomes powerful enough to detect the first attack, then we'll be introducing the first attack design.
Sure. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think that's a good response.
Yeah, I have a question on the SOS signals. When you say that it can reach out within the 200 meters signals, this is, how are we targeting that? Do those people also need to have this solution on their mobile, or how is it targeting that?
No, ma'am. How we are targeting is the people who will be there in certain radius. They'll get normal messages on their phone, which will connect to direct website and not any application which they have to download. So they can directly go to the first aid animated videos, so that the emergency help that they need will be given first. Marketing and spreading and scalability is the second part of the.
I'm asking about
And ma'am,
technology. How would you use? How would you get?
I'm actually a few days ago we all received a telecom department alert message. One month ago. So we just thought about that concept, that means when we will means at that time the AI will be that much smart that it will communicate within that area. So like that emergency SOS which was given by the telecom department, similar kind of a sudden request, alert request will be displayed on their mobile for within 10 seconds or 20 seconds. So in that time period, whether we have to accept it or deny it, it's on the people.
Yeah, Vedant, it's just a small privacy issue. Your number is automatically coming to someone. I believe Priyanka was trying to point to that point.
Yeah, I was saying, how would you get it?
Yeah, it's kind of little bit of a challenge, but yeah, if it was a app driven, I'm ready to help and I'm okay, and I get a notification, that's permission
Okay.
given.
That's
Okay,
yeah.
probably you
Okay.
might not think on that.
Yes, sir, sure. We will think.
Sir, also, like, just to add on this, like we had a few days ago, we had Corona, and we had application which was given, like recommended by the government. So this app also we have thought of. We don't know how well it will go, but if it is in with synergy with the government, then the privacy issue will be reduced.
Correct. That would be a better way to look at it. Correct. That makes sense.
Yes.
Thank you.
No other questions from me.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much,
Thank you
sir.
so much. Thank you for the feedback.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, teams. Judges, it's time for you to send in the scores. I think we all have witnessed fantastic work by the teams done. We are also lucky to see how they have collaborated and worked together and showing off their fantastic solutions. So in the meanwhile, while the judges are curating your scores, would any participant like to talk about their experience collaborating with new people? Anyone? Guys?
Hi, Bill. I would like to go ahead.
Yeah, sure.
So it was Shreya this side. So it was like when we received this problem now, at that point in time, we planned that we won't conduct it in an online manner. We were in Bangalore only, so we meet together and then we started doing it. Okay. Like when we were working now, initially we were doing all the process and everything. And when the time was coming near now, we were like, we have to do this, we have to do that, we have to do that. So many things we have to do. That was like at night, so everybody was like, we are blank as of now. Let's see what we will do tomorrow. That was like a roller coaster ride. We are getting something, then we are like rejecting it. We are getting user interviews, we are getting everything. So it was a very good experience.
All right. So that's what. So I mean, this is a let's say a design hackathon, right? So I mean, we want your best idea. It's not this time is not for you. It's for all the teams. and we were just looking at how well, in this time frame can you bring up a nice idea. And I mean, there are other teams also, right? Someone's coming, telling something. Yeah. So all right. So yeah. So the same time it was given to everyone. So I mean, I think that is fair. It's okay. Um, let's see what happens. And judges, what are your? I think I missed out Piyush and Kiran last time. So after the pitches, now what do you think? What are your key takeaways from this?
It's definitely a good start from a point where generative AI understanding as well as how it functions is something that they definitely got an exposure to. That is good. Couple of ideas are really interesting. Specifically, I loved the last one definitely a lot. But there were potential ideas that I also liked in the first 4 or 5. What I feel is the thing that if they can stress on what if I didn't have this design and what could I do it without as an AI entity, and look at it as a person, okay, who could actually naturally respond to you in a way a human would talk. Maybe a thought process on that side would have given them probably some additional ideas. I think that was something that it was my takeaway. Actually, I learned that, oh, I could do it in this fashion, and this is something that is my takeaway. Maybe tomorrow when I'm looking at healthcare, it's a very, very, very big domain in itself. So to learn that, I think hats off to Boris. He's into this. So good that we got to get some insights from him as well. So yeah, thank you for that. But I love the presentation. I love the enthusiasm and the way they went about. So that's it.
Thank you, Pierce. Thank you so much. Kiran, any words from your side?
Yeah, well, so thanks. I'm adding to what he's saying, and I think the presentations were just gave me a chance to look into how everybody's thinking, right? Um, and some of the ideas are really interesting. It's just that in a hackathon or something, as Piyush mentioned, we need a little more deeper dive into how these things work. So being an industrial designer, it's important for you to know how things are constructed, how how the products are made, what kind of technologies have their limitations and constraints, and why would anyone fail. I think that's very important for us. Like, okay, what would go wrong here, right? And things like that, and go a little deeper into the way you inquire and get a character in the way you are actually seeing the problem, right? So I think that's something which, if as a start, it's great, but I think it takes a little more time and kind of attention to like bring out a personality of, okay, the way you want to tell that story, right? And I could see some really nice attempts today, and yeah, I mean, all the teams were very nice, very nice to kind of listen to and see through the presentations.
Thank you, Kiran. Yeah, even I was having the same thoughts, because I think when I read the problem statement at first, I think it's very relevant, especially the target audience, that is India. And I was very excited to see the solutions and how how we were actually thinking, especially this is our generation, and how we are utilizing the latest technology, that is the AI also. I was very excited to see the solutions, and I think this was a pretty nice program, and I hope you all enjoyed it. So I just had one participant talk. What about the others? No other experiences? Like meeting new people, or did you make a new connection? Anything, guys? Even the mentors also can talk.
Sorry to interrupt in between.
Okay.
We had heard from all the people, but since Boris is working in this industry, so I would like to know his thoughts as well about entire thing.
Sure. Boris, a crowd is asking for you. Come on.
Yeah. So no, I think just one thing which I felt was that a lot of us are still thinking about AI as chatbots, guys. AI has just moved so far away from chatbots. Like chatbots were 5 years ago. Okay. Uh, in fact, the use case for chatbots, if you actually ask me, and we've deployed chatbots, and I've seen chatbots being deployed even apart from healthcare. It People don't like using chatbots, right? Human beings don't like using chatbots. There are lots of limitations when it comes to chatbots, and I've seen chatbots fail in too many places, right? Uh, but I'm not saying that okay, we should never have chatbots, but I'm saying please read up more about AI developments, because AI and machine learning can do a lot more than what I feel you guys know about right now, right? So I felt like the solutions fell short for me only in that area, which was the fact that most of the solutions were in the realm of document management largely, and chatbots, right? But there's so much more happening right now. Like the last idea I felt was at least exploring a little further, like personalized assessment of what kind of first aid does that person need. Because there are lots of devices, but the fact that this device tells you exactly what kind of first aid based on their biomarkers, that is interesting, right? Like that's the kind of stuff we should sort of get into, basically. But it was great. Again, like I said, it was great to hear you guys out. And the fact that you guys chose healthcare, I think that itself is great. So thank you guys, because I think there is a lot to do, right, in this space. Like someone also mentioned, India as a place, so health is like very untapped as a space, according to me, especially to the largest part of the population. The small part of the population, there's a lot happening, but the large part of the population is very little happening, basically. So yeah.
All right. Miss Priyanka, any other thoughts?
No, I actually agree with Boris because to be very honest, I was expecting a little more from the AI, this thing, because according to me, as I said earlier, the most relevant use cases which AI can provide is in healthcare. And I did hope, although the design wise, presentation wise, I think the teams have done fantastic job in 2 days. What they have come up with is brilliant in the way they have presented the documents which they have done. I think what was missing was a little bit more research on the AI front, which could have taken the presentations a notch up. So yeah, would have been more interesting to see a little more research.
All right.
Just on a lighter note, did they use ChatGPT to come up with think of ideas? It would have been a good start.
Anyway, all right. Okay. So I've got the results. All right. So before we dive into the top three, I want to take this moment to thank all the 10 teams that have made to the finals. Each one of you should like take immense pride for bringing up these ideas and making it to the finals. I think we had over like 250 individual registrations and over 80 teams. So congrats to all 10 of you guys. So yeah, so without further ado, let me announce the top three. So I'll start with the third team, the runners up. So on the third place, we have Innovators United. So Innovators United, are you guys here? Can you guys switch on your cameras so we could see you?
There is a lack of light, so you won't be able to see us. But thank you so much. Thank you so much.
You can say let there be light.
Very well done. Congratulations, guys. Congratulations. All right. And yeah. And on the second place, that's a first runner-up, we have the Team Mercure. Team Mercure, if you could switch on your cameras, please.
Hi, thank you so much. This was actually a very fun hackathon designathon to work on. I'd just like to say that this hackathon like pushed us to, think more creatively. And also I think this was like AI is something very it was a topic that we were able to delve on and learn about more. So thank you so much. Thank you to everyone here. Thank you.
All right. And I'm going to announce the first place. So any guesses? I don't want to,
Yeah, the last team maybe.
So the winning team is Team Synergy, Design Synergy, sorry. Design Synergy, guys. Congrats. You guys are the winners of the Sarva 2023. Congrats to you guys.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, judges. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Very well deserved. Great job.
Thank you, sir.
Very well.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
It was a very nice experience.
So
Take it forward. Don't stop here.
Sure, sir.
That-
Sure, sir. Definitely.
Sure, sir. Definitely, sir.
all right,
Thank
guys.
you so much, sir.
All right. So thank you guys again. Congrats to all the winners and the top 10 guys. This is not something to bring you down. This is just a competition. You guys have done a great job, and we'll see you in the next Sarva also. So keep participating. That would be all from me. So I'm signing out. This is Abel Kazan signing out from Sarva 2023, and I would request my co-host Kirtana to take the program forward. Over to you, Kirtana.
Thank you, Abel. So this is it, guys. We come to the end of our session and our event. So let's finish up with a vote of thanks from Zubin. Over to you, Zubin.
Yeah, thanks, Kirtana. Good evening, everyone. I'm honored to propose a vote of thanks for this memorable occasion. I'd like to express our gratitude to all our esteemed jury members, Piyush Ralan, Kiran Kulkarni, Priyanka Agarwal, and Boris Gomes to have taken the time to be with us and evaluate these wonderful submissions. Special thanks to Mr. Amit Pandey for sharing his valuable insights during the keynote speech. We extend our appreciation to all our mentors for their guidance and support, and a big thank you to all the hardworking volunteers who made this event a success behind the screens. And of course, a big thank you to all the participants for your cooperation in making this event a resounding success. Thank you for being here. Have a good night. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye bye.